So, hello everyone. The main topic today is how can you get exposure and gain some links as an engineer. So, today I'm just going to give you some points on how you can do that. Because what matters is in this field of engineering, you need to be exposed, you need to understand certain things. This is why uh, most of the things when you are in part one, when you are in part two, especially when you are in part one, you are not told. For example, you are not told that projects are very important. If you start early, you can get a distinction. You are not told that you start to be. It's not like you are told, but they will just hint it, but they don't give you enough information, and they don't give enough. And the information is not that intense, but it affects you a lot. So this this topic that I'm going to talk about today is something that affects you a lot, and that affects even your performance as an engineer, even your choices of projects in your journey. It affects them a lot. So the topic today is how can you gain exposure? How can you get some links, or how can you get a social network as an engineer, as a young engineer? Okay, so the first point that I'm going to tell you is we are going to start small. So in your class or in your degree program, try to be nice to everyone, to your peers. That's your first step. Be nice to everyone, your peers, because you don't know what the next guy knows. You don't know the father of your the next guy. So you need to be nice, and you need to communicate more. Just create a social strong base with your peers. That's the first thing. And also on that one, you also need to find time. If you get a chance to meet the guys that are a stream ahead, or that are 2 or 3 streams ahead, it is really helpful. You talk to them, they sort of, the knowledge diffuse from them into you. They tell you, my guy, this is what you need to do in your journey. This is what I could have been told. You learn from those guys. You talk about projects, you talk about a lot of things, you talk about your courses. What does this lecturer want? Something like that is really helpful. So I said the peers that you are in the same class with, or in the same degree year with, and then the guys who are extreme ahead. And then another point is being nice to your lecturers. Some of your lecturers, they work in big companies. They do a lot of things, you see. So you need to be nice to them, so that maybe during your conversation, he may mention something that is helpful to you, especially those lecturers who are always busy, who are always off campus. Those are very busy lecturers. They will be into many um, things. So you need to talk to them. You need to ask them questions, especially about projects. You just need to talk to them because they are in the industry. They can tell you some problems that are being faced in industry. They can open your eyes in different aspects. Okay, then this is very important. I see my next point is very important. I see most students don't get it. They The pressure that you have as an engineering student, it's not going to end anytime soon. It's going to end until you die, unless you just want a mediocre, simple life. If you want a mediocre, a simple life, then it's fine. You can decide to do away with the pressure. But embracing that pressure right now is going to build you, because it won't be enough for you to have one job. It won't be enough for you to just do one thing. We know our African setups, you are probably the only one who is learned in your era, okay, in this age. So you need to be very serious. Okay. So the next point that I'm trying to lay on you may look like it pressurizes you, but you need to. That point is very important. So the point is participate in engineering competitions. There are many engineering competitions, especially between part 3, part 4, part 3, part 4. There are many engineering competitions which surface. If you keep, if you just keep updated with the engineering social groups, you'll find some flyers that will be shared during the year about engineering projects. So what really are engineering project is, what it really is there are companies like ZESA, ZNR, NRZ, sorry. Companies like ZESA, NRZ, and the big companies, they provide a topic for you and say, I want you students to solve this problem. So that's how they do it. They give the problem to students for them to solve for a sum of money, of course, not just a sum of money, and a certificate. So for someone who wants to get a strong CV for employment, I suggest that you become happy about the engineering competition. It opens up for you, and then it exposes you to a lot of ideas, because you get a chance to meet people who have been working in industries, because they will be the ones who will be conducting these competitions. So if you have your solution to a certain problem that they give you, and then they tell you that it won't work in the engineering setup, you need to listen to those guys because they have the experience. So that is it about what participating in engineering competitions. Okay. So there are what we call paperite competitions. I don't know if the pronunciation is right, but they are what we call paperite competitions that are held in the rest of Zimbabwe. So you also need, even if your part 1 is allowed, you go there and then you just sit and see what will be happening. I tell you, the knowledge that you are going to gain in that short space period of time is a lot, and it opens your eyes. Even the project that you do, there will be projects that are meaningful. You won't want to hold on to the Arduino even if you are part 5 now. You will know that the world of engineering is diverse. You will know about different things that will help you go in those competitions. So you should just go there, and then even if you are not competing, you just sit there and then observe what will be happening. Okay, so from that, another point that I'm going to tell you is attend engineering workshops. So if you get a chance that you are not doing much, and then there's an engineering workshop, I don't know if it's the right term, but attend those engineering workshops. The knowledge that you gain from there will come in hand one day. Then if you are someone who is connected, if you are someone who has relatives who works in big companies, or if you get lucky and get maybe 2 or 3 months of during the holiday that you get into a big company, you should take that offer. You should get there and try to learn how are they doing things, how is the management, everything. You get exposed as an engineer to different setup of engineering. You get exposed to field trips. You get exposed to what really happens in the engineering world, the real world, because the real world is a bit different from this. I still remember When I went for attachment, it was just 1 year before I just gave up because of my own reasons. Um, I learned a lot. I learned that a lot of people who are leading, a lot of leaders. It was a small solar company, though. A lot of leaders who are out there, they don't know really. They don't really know where they are going. They are just doing it. So leaders are built that way. People don't lead because they know where they are going. Because we are not living this life for a second time. No one knows what they are doing. But you should develop the guts to be a lead. That is what I learned. And I also learned that it does not matter how experienced you are. Sometimes some problems are just bigger than you. I learned this directly from the owner of the company. That is how lucky I was. I my attachment, I did it. It was a small solar company, but I had the chance to meet with the boss. So there were his errors that I saw that this is lacking. This, but the greatest lesson that I learned from there is that not everyone knows what they are doing. No, no, not everyone. Everyone doesn't know what they are doing. They are just doing it. Mm. So I sort of developed that leadership mentality, and then developed that even I can start a company. It does not matter how incompetent you think you are. Everything you learn, everything by doing. That is the way we are. Even if we were the times we were young, we were babies. You would just stand up when you are learning how to walk. You stand up, you take your first two steps, and then you fall down. You stand up until now you are experts. You can run. So that same concept still applies even now. Don't be afraid to start new things. Okay, I'm sorry. So those are the points that I really wanted you to know. So the first thing is be good to your peers and also link up with with those guys who are above you, who are a year or 2 years above you. Talk to them, link up with your peers. Number two, have a good relationship with your lecturers. Some of these lecturers, they work in big companies and they come with different opportunities. A lecturer might say, I want someone who is good in web development. I want someone who is good at this. So link up with your lecturers. Number three, participate in different engineering competitions, especially NRZ, CSR, etc. Okay. Number four, go for paper competition. Just go and see. Even if you are not competing, just go there to see. Number five, attend engineering workshops if where necessary. Wherever you get the chance, you need to attend. Then go for attachment, big companies if you get the chance. But this is not. I'm not forcing you to. I'm actually anti attachment, but it's a good thing for you. It opens your eyes. It opens your eyes on different problems in the engineering world. So if you get a chance to get an attachment, go. If you don't get it, you can still use these 5 points that I've told you. So thank you very much. Thank you a lot.